I love it.
Now that's a superhero.
I beg to differ.
What do you mean? He's got super strength, super speed, and a pretty sweet shield.
He's overrated.
Well then who do you like?
Black Panther.
What?
I've never heard of him. He's a member of the Avengers. He's from an unknown country of Africa. You know, Black Panther.
Doesn't ring a bell, no.
And you claim to be a comic book aficionado. That's the problem with you kids these days. You don't know your history. And you see, you don't know how special it was to have a comic book hero that looked like me when I was a child.
Well, who'd win in a fight? Captain America or your boy Black Cat?
Black Panther! Quill!
I'm sorry, but who would win?
Black Panther, no contest.
Are you sure?
I'm positive he put Captain America in an early grave.
Doesn't matter, because Captain America would just wake up from that grave 70 years later.
Attention all officers, we got a potential 187 on the corner of Ridgeway and 22nd. Proceed with caution. What a mess. Who was he?
According to his ID, his name was Robert Clancy.
Robert Clancy, the famous journalist?
I believe so.
Wow, he was talented. Wonder who wanted him dead.
He had his enemies. He wrote a lot of investigative pieces against people.
What do you think happened?
We won't know anything for sure until we see the coroner's report.
Who was the first responding officer?
That would be me.
So what did you see when you first arrived on the scene?
Come on, wise guy. You have to have seen something that can help with the investigation.
I don't know what to tell you. I was walking the subway off duty, and I heard a gunshot from this house. I did a little investigating, and this is what I found. Everything I know is in the report.
All right, come on, Chloe. Let's go back to the station. You sit down, kid. You're making me nervous.
Sorry, kid. This crime has got me thinking. This crook has pulled off the perfect murder.
There's no such thing as a perfect murder.
Must be dealing with a professional. CSI couldn't find a single print in the room.
He or she should have made a mistake at some point. It's our job to find it and exploit it.
Thought you guys might want to check out the coroner's report.
Well, what does it say?
Nothing new. It just confirms the murder is a homicide and the murder weapon was a .22.
Were there any prints on the body?
There were fingerprints on the victim's wrist and neck.
Hey, you got a lead.
It's good, perfect.
Thank you so much.
I hate to break it to you guys, but I think those fingerprints on the body were mine.
How could you manage to do something so stupid?
It's a funny story, actually. I was checking the victim's vital signs, and the gloves ripped. They never make them big enough these days.
You idiot.
I'm sorry, nobody's perfect, I guess.
Yeah, except for our murderers.
Oh, before I forget, I have a list of suspects here that you can check out.
Thurman Westerly. Isn't he a senator?
Was a senator. Hasn't shown his face in public since Clancy wrote that story about him.
Well, that would certainly make him a suspect.
Well, that leaves the butler and Miss Clancy. Let's go see if they had any motive.
Quite right. Let's question this Thurman guy first and narrow the options down.
Okay, Mr. Senator, here's the deal. At 0700 hours on the 16th of March, there was a homicide that occurred on the corner of Ridgeway and 22nd Street. You wouldn't happen to know any information regarding the event, would you?
Absolutely not, but do say the address sounds vaguely familiar.
It was a residence of Robert Clancy. Does that name mean anything to you?
Thanks for having me today, Senator. I'm sure you're busy ruining the lives of the people in this city.
It's nice to see you. Can I get you anything to drink? Water, iced tea. I'll have Sweet Stacy bring you some.
Not thirsty.
You're lost then. Hey, darling, can you get me a glass of water, please? Actually, make that two. Let's see if we can change Mr. Clancy's mind here.
Can we please get started, Senator?
Absolutely. Fire away.
Could you state your name and occupation for me, please?
Hi, my name is Thurman Wesley. I'm the senator of the great state of Colorado, but you already knew that.
And how long have you been the senator of the great state of Colorado?
18 long years.
Very impressive. Now, how long have you been sleeping with a high schooler?
What?
I'm sorry, Mr. Senator, but I like to get straight to the point.
That's a bold statement you're making there, sir.
It's a true statement. Some of my most reliable sources have confirmed it.
But I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Tell me how long you've been intimate with a minor.
Not a damn minor.
The truth isn't that difficult.
Oh yeah, where's your evidence?
Like I said, I have my sources.
With all due respect, Mr. Clancy, I doubt that a story with no concrete evidence will be on the front page.
This is true, Senator. But the fact that you use taxpayer dollars to cover up the affair will. Before you start to lie again, here's all the evidence. Concrete evidence.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clancy. My hand must have slipped.
Don't worry, Senator. I made plenty of copies.
Stacy, darling, forget the water. Bring me the whiskey.
Well, Senator, you have some explaining to do.
Couldn't we do this off the record?
I don't believe in off the record.
What do you want, Clancy? I've got the money. I've got the power. Just ask for it.
Quote Thoreau. Rather than love, than money, than power, give me truth.
Mr. Westerly, could you please just answer the question?
Well, how do you think about the SOB, that damned article that has ruined my political career? I hate to speak ill of the dead, but whoever put him 6 feet under deserves a medal.
Aha! Is that a confession?
Wait. You guys think I did it? As much as I would have liked to, I did not murder Robert Clancy. I was a guest lecturer at a local university at the time of the murder. If you don't believe me, I have 200 eyewitnesses.
We'll see if your story checks out. In the meantime, you're free to go. Thurman's story checks out. He was teaching a politics and government class at Colorado State.
Hey guys, Clancy's butler is in interrogation room B.
Is this terribly necessary?
We'll ask the questions, Butler.
Oh my.
Much better. Now do you know why you're here this evening?
You know why I'm here.
I'm afraid not. Please expand.
So I won't get fined.
Excuse me?
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Could you just please tell us where you were the day Robert Clancy was found dead?
Ah, but of course you'd point to the butler. How cliché.
We know this isn't a game of Clue, Mr. Cole.
Must have been the butler in the ballroom with a lead pipe, right?
If only that simple. Let's start with your relationship with Robert.
Mr. Clancy and I shared a mutual respect. I admired his pessimistic view on nearly every fact of life. We were similar in this way.
You guys sound like a riot at parties.
The Clancys didn't have enough money to afford a full-time butler. How'd you end up in their household?
I was a young lad in my early 20s. The year was 1976, and to say the least, I was down on my luck. When I say down on my luck, I mean rock bottom.
Sounds harsh.
Indeed. Days were spent rummaging through trash cans, and the nights were sleepless due to hunger cramps and wild animals. Came across poor Mr. Clancy's father one afternoon while he was gardening. Well, I should say we met when he found me eating his plum tomatoes. Gave me a good beating for that. Anyways, instead of kicking me back to the road, he decided to give me some use. He'd been feeding and housing me, and I would just do all the odd jobs around the house. He saved my life. I don't think I would have lasted a couple of years more on those streets. So if you're wondering how they paid for a butler all these years, it's because I offer my services free of charge for the Clancy family until the day I die.
Sir, I'm deeply sorry you were dragged into this mess. You're free to go. Thank you for your time.